February 1st, 2003, at approximately 7 a.m. I was taking the garbage out on the side of my house when I saw this spectacular light display in the sky. I went back into my house, grabbed my camera, and took this photograph. My family and I went off for the day and returned later that night. While watching the evening news is when I first became aware of the Columbia Space Shuttle disaster. The news explained the event time and place, and NASA asked the public's help with any clues that may have helped them discover what happened. It wasn't until the following day when I remembered the picture I had taken the morning prior. It was about the same time the shuttle went down. I took another look at the photo and I noticed many tracks from high altitude planes, which you normally see in the skies of Southern California desert. But there was one horizontal line in the lower skyline that I thought may be the trace from the space shuttle. After closer analysis, I noticed that one of the sky tracks had broken up just past the horizontal track. That maybe turbulence from one of the sky planes could have been part of the problem. I thought to myself, this would be something for NASA to look at. So I sent NASA these images and explained my theory on how both trails were disrupted after they crossed each other's paths. It was the exact same direction as the shuttle was headed toward disaster. I never heard back from NASA, and I don't know if the horizontal track was indeed from the space shuttle or not. A few days had gone by, and I went back to look at the photograph again. Something about it had puzzled me, and I couldn't quite put my finger on it. And then I started to notice images in the clouds. You know, we've all seen images in the clouds before. But these images started putting a whole scene together. The first thing I noticed is what appeared to be the image of a person's profile reclining back in a chair and seemed to have some type of halo around his head. Looking across to the right, it seemed to be like a hazy-like version and mirror image of the person leaning back in the chair. Another image to the left seemed to be like a large face looking down onto the scene. Maybe it was just my imagination playing tricks with me. Then I noticed a cross form shape in the clouds between the two lying images. I zoomed in closer and added some contrast to the picture to try to bring out some of the highlights, and I was shocked by what I saw. The cross figure seemed to be a kind of image of a man with two dark spots where eyes would be, and next to it, the image of what seemed to resemble the head of a sheep. Suddenly, this photo began to paint a very religious picture. The more I looked, the more I seemed to find. In the upper right corner, I found an image that looked almost like a skull. The upper left corner, what appeared to be a winged-like angel. And all around the scene I found face after face, all looking toward the middle. I took this photo to a local priest and explained what had happened. In his opinion, this was a photo of an astronaut's soul being captured by God. The sheep symbolized by Jesus is leading the flock. The surrounding faces symbolized loved ones greeting this person to heaven. Is this just a coincidence to have happened at the approximate time and direction of the space shuttle disaster, or is it a bunch of clouds? None of the photos in this video have been doctored other than upping the contrast or sharpness of the photo. I'm not making any claims that this is a photo of God or not, but I'll leave it all up to your imagination.